sorry don't give second chances.
For me, Bella, I'm in love with you, and I want you to pick me instead of him. You have to consider the idea that I might be better for her than you are.
Twilight Eclipse. So the third film definitely opens up a lot better than the first two. We can see that the creators have improved with the storyline. First off, let me say that yes, I spoil all my reviews of old films or most recent, and I review how I review, and I know it's not for everyone, but I do appreciate those who stick around and enjoy my content. But again, I'm aware that it's not for everyone, and that's okay. A lot of the visual clarity from the film lens is really definite. The sky, even down to the scene of Edward's car, which I have no photo of. I also like this one a lot because it involves a lot more action after all of the storytelling and character building from the previous two films. So Bella goes to visit her mom before she later on turns, but she ends up telling her mom that she's just going to go to university in Alaska. She calls Jake, but he basically blows her off. He ends up showing up at the school and they drive off on his motorcycle. Jake explains what imprinting for wolves is like, and Jake is pissed when Bella tells him that after graduation, she will no longer be human. He's like, better you be dead than one of them. But he's just upset, and later on he apologizes. Jake takes Bella to their council meeting to hear the tribal stories about the cold ones and how they must prepare for what's to come. He then mentions something about the wife stabbed herself and sacrificed herself. Jake's father sacrificed herself, guy being killed, and later on we see that Bella uses that same rhetoric when Edward almost gets killed by the vampire newborn, and Victoria by cutting herself so that they'd get off Edward and go to her instead. I found this part to be interesting. Not much or that I have to say. It's an ellipsis, really a thought, but something to note. She would have died though, and they would have killed her next most likely. I do get that. I get why it was done, although it was predictable. I think, did the tribe member guy also tell her that, knowing that she would do it? So next, Jake tells Bella that he loves her, and she denies her love for him. Rosalie afterwards tells Bella her story and how she envies her. Skip to them getting ready to prepare for battle after a vision Alice had about the newborns coming for Bella, and Jake and the wolves are basically like, I'm in. Next, Jasper tells Bella his story about how he became a vampire, and he talks about snapping this kid's neck, but then he's like, I didn't know I had a voice or a choice, something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing. To be honest, I thought to myself, is he faking empathy? First off, he's dead, so technically he has no feelings. How do you not think or know, like, maybe I shouldn't snap this kid's neck? That room scene next when Edward gives Bella the ring and proposes, I can see why she's into him as far as the traditional old-fashioned aspects of him goes. Just Jake, I do like that about him too. Meanwhile, Victoria is manipulating this newborn vampire boy, lying and basically stringing him along like a pet. Jake and Edward share a moment in the tent scene talking about Bella, and she is really living her best life in this tent, asleep, with basically two boyfriends. Then afterwards, Jake overheard that Edward and Bella will be getting married. He's pissed and storms off, but she goes after him and they kiss. Actually a pretty nice kiss, low-key though. I feel like Jake has been planting seeds. He is really a finesser, like low-key too. I see. He's good. You wouldn't see it coming because the way he does it is smooth, especially to Bella. So next the fight begins. The kid ends up being dealt with and killed by a wolf. He screams Victoria's name, but she just looks at him and she basically played that poor kid for a fool. Edward kills Victoria and the Volturi come and kill the newborn girl. And although evil, ruthless, I should say, as they are, especially the girl, I'm not completely against the Volturi. The girl is like, we don't give second chances. But they didn't have to kill the newborn, in my thought. I don't really forward that part, but the older part about someone or a group having to basically be some sort of counsel for situations like this, or like that one before someone starts running up amok and going crazy, vampires stir crazy, somebody had to eventually step in. Jake is injured and he's like, it wasn't easy making you admit your feelings to me. His magic. He has magic. He tells Bella, I will always be waiting, even maybe after your heart stops beating. And this is difficult to pinpoint because I believed everything Jake said, not gonna lie. But I can see Edward and Bella, and they work together well too. Especially in that end scene, the way they bounce off one another was great.